Hey everyone, and welcome to today's Explainer. So, have you ever just stopped for a second to think about the sheer mechanics behind the media we literally consume all day, every day? I mean, we're constantly reading, scrolling, and absorbing content, but we rarely hit the pause button to consider how the underlying skill of creating that content has, well, completely transformed over time. Today, we're unpacking a really fascinating evolution, moving from a purely print-based world right into our current dominant digital presence. And trust me, this isn't just a boring history of paper versus pixels. It's a deep dive into how the very nature of writing actually had to adapt just to keep up with human progress.
Which brings up a really crucial question. How does what you read online actually shape your behavior? Seriously, think about your morning routine for a second. Think about the articles you click on, the digital stories you scan, the social feeds you're rapidly scrolling through before you've even had your coffee. Do they change your mood? Do they kind of alter your purchasing decisions maybe? Or even shift your entire perspective on a major issue? Keep that question right at the front of your mind, because this is the profound conclusion we're driving toward today. We're not just talking about words on a screen here, we're exploring a direct pipeline to your everyday digital life and actions.
All right, let's jump straight into Section 1, from print to digital.
So to really wrap our heads around the power digital writing holds over us right now, we've got to trace its journey. It all starts with Era 1, which is printing. This was basically the foundation, right? Creative writing skills were being honed for physical pages and, honestly, very patient readers. But then, boom, we hit Era 2, the Industrial Revolution. And this period acted as a massive catalyst. Mass production, urbanization, it drastically sped up the whole pace of daily life, creating this sudden, insatiable need for rapid, wide-reaching communication. That societal acceleration literally pushed us to need an entirely new, instantaneous medium, and that launched us right into Era 3, the digital platform. So the industrial shift was essentially the bridge that took us from slow, physical text to the lightning-fast digital ecosystems we completely rely on today.
Just think about the dramatic shift between these two eras of presence. I mean, print presence is static. It's totally finalized the absolute moment the ink hits the paper. But digital presence? It's dynamic, it's immediate, and it is everywhere all at once. The creative writing skills you need to captivate someone reading a physical book by a cozy fireplace are, well, they're completely different from the skills you need to stop someone from just scrolling past a post while they're standing in line for coffee. The medium changed entirely, and because of that, the whole approach to writing had to change right along with it.
Which brings us to Section 2, the information shift.
Okay, I want you to hear this quote. With the Industrial Revolution, we depend on the digital platform to attend to information. There are two absolutely crucial phrases that stand out here. First up, the word depend. It's not like we just sometimes use the digital platform or that we just kind of prefer it. No, we depend on it. It is an absolute necessity for navigating the modern world that was born out of that industrial acceleration. Second, check out the phrase attend to information. We don't just passively receive data anymore, right? We have to actively attend to it, process it, filter it, and manage it, mainly because there is just an overwhelming amount of it. This marks a complete, undeniable shift in our reading habits and our absolute reliance on digital spaces.
And this leads us to a pretty fascinating realization. Digital writing is fundamentally defined as creative writing skills specifically addressing the digital platform. Now, I know that might seem like a super simple definition on the surface, but the implications are massive. It basically means traditional writing skills, they just weren't enough anymore. To capture the attention of an audience that completely depends on digital platforms to attend to information, writers had to fundamentally evolve. They had to master new pacing, entirely new visual formatting, instantaneous hooks, and all those interactive elements that make digital writing totally unique. The skill set itself literally had to morph just to survive the new technology.
Moving right along to Section 3, shaping attitudes and behavior. So, because we now entirely depend on digital platforms to get our information, the creative writing that populates those platforms wields this incredible, totally unprecedented influence. Creative writing addressing the digital platform actively shapes people's attitudes and behavior. The words written for these digital spaces aren't just sitting there passively, they are actively working on us. They're strategically designed to mold how we feel about the world, our attitude, and ultimately how we act in the real world, our behavior. It's a real game changer.
Let's break down this really powerful cause and effect relationship for a second. First, we have Step 1, the historical shift to digital platforms, which, as we saw, was catalyzed by the rapid progress of the industrial age. Moving from print to pixels leads directly to Step 2. Because those platforms exist and are so incredibly efficient, we now use them to actively attend to all of our digital information. We literally depend on them daily. And because we're constantly immersed in this sea of information, we arrive at Step 3. Our attitudes and behaviors are actively shaped. They're shaped by the specific creative writing skills used to deliver that digital content. So it's this direct chain reaction, going from historical, technological shifts right down to your personal, everyday actions.
So that leaves us with one final big question. How is digital creative writing shaping your attitudes today? The next time you're reading an article on your phone, or you're scrolling through a really carefully crafted post, I want you to remember this evolution from the printing press. Remember our absolute daily dependence on these platforms. Try to recognize the specialized writing skills at play, and just ask yourself, is this piece of digital writing just informing me, or is it actively shaping my behavior? It's a fascinating, honestly super powerful dynamic to be aware of. Thank you so much for joining me today to explore this topic in detail. Keep asking questions, keep analyzing the media you consume, and I will see you next time.